Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Canada's finest, Karma, and this is my second Q&A video. I'm doing it at 5:38 a.m. in the morning to try and please you European folks. So let's get right into the first question. From iSloshy, he says, how did it feel when you won COD Champs? Well, if you've ever seen me at an event and you've ever seen me win an event, I mean, I've only won 5, so if you've ever seen any of those events and when I won, you'll notice that I don't really get happy at all. It's not that I don't care. I don't get happy. I don't know why. I enjoy that I win. I'm happy that I win, but I'll never freak out and go crazy. But COD Champs is one of the exceptions. I was jumping around like a kangaroo, along with the other three. So that was how I won at COD Champs, and I want that feeling again. So hopefully we can make it happen in another month. So on to the next question. We're just waiting for it to come up. I don't know who it's going to be, but we will get right into it, and it is Cypher_excite. He says, who was in your first competitive team? So my first competitive team, I will say, was my team I went to for my first LAN. That roster, was myself, Regrets, Nex, and Spazin. We were called Young Guns. The tag was YG. We placed, I believe, 11th. It was at MLG Columbus in 2011, Black Ops 1. We did really well. We honestly should have did a lot better than we did. Um, I believe we got knocked out against LVG in that event as well. And we lost to Search and Destroy that was on, I think it was the last round in Search and Destroy. And Spazin challenged Scumpy and the stupidest gunfight ever, and we ended up losing to them. But on to the next one. Crew_Gunios. What are your expectations going into 2014? Well, I'm sure you've heard my teammates. I'm sure you've heard Pat, aka Aches. I'm sure you've heard his speeches. My expectations going into 2014 is to win everything. The Cole guys, obviously, they won pretty much majority of the things last year. My old team won the other majority of the things. So we're all really used to winning. We want to win and we want to keep going. So we've been playing 24/7. Our expectations are honestly to win everything and be the best. We want nothing less than that. Call us cocky, call us whatever you want. But we just we have really high expectations and we don't care about anything else besides winning. So, people may give a shit for that, but at the end of the day, we want to win, and if we don't win, we're not satisfied. That's how the cookie crumbles. Next question. Extinct_AR says, Cole Karma, how often do you glance at your minimap throughout a game? Well, if you could see my eyes, uh, correlate to where my screen is, you'll notice that I go like this. Or not sure which side the minimap is on. I think it's to my left. But if you ever see a pro player at a LAN event, look at their eyes when they're playing, or even when they're streaming. They won't be focused completely in the middle of the screen. You'll always see their eyes go up to the left or whatever side the minimap is on. I'm pretty sure it's to the left. I don't know why. I can't really remember that right now. But yeah, I look at my minimap a lot. If you don't look at your minimap a lot, then you're doing something wrong. I don't know how many other pro players do it. I know a lot of people do. All the good ones do because the minimap is the biggest thing. If you can play without talking, and if you're really good, put it this way. This is going to go into the next question. If you're a very good team, you can play a game without talking and win by looking off your minimap. You should be able to. On the next one. A010 for life says, Karma, I'm from Holland, EU. Will there be teams with EU players and US players mixed? Or do you think US will always be on a higher level? I'm not sure US will always be on a higher level, but I don't think anytime soon EU and US players will be mixed. I can't see it happening. Um, I don't know why, but I don't think North American players look very highly of the EU. I know they did in Black Ops 2, definitely, because they came out very strong. They had very good teams, but they just don't have. We don't see a lot of them, and like they came over this year for an event. the first Ghost event, and they didn't play well. Obviously, they weren't their best teams, but I don't see it happening. And but it might in the near future. Who knows? Maybe if COD gets really really big. Next question. Goatus Darker says, Karma, what's the best play you've had that you can remember clearly at a LAN event? The best play I've had at a LAN event, I would say, was at EGL 9, the first event we won with Freako. We were playing TCM, and it was on Raid Hardpoint. I was top laundry. The only other person I know that saw this play was APOC. He was sitting right beside me. Uh, I killed a guy top laundry and was getting shot in the back and jumped over Jake and basically Halo ninja'd him and knifed him in the back. It was honestly one of the dirtiest plays ever. If you go watch the VOD, I'm sure you can find it. TCM versus Freako Impact EGL 9. You could see it on the mini-map of it happening. It was disgusting. I wish they had it on my view, but you don't always get what you want. This is a very popular and very asked question to myself. It's from Sergeant_Sigma. He says muzzle brake versus grip on the Remington. Muzzle brake is it's good on the Xbox One. I'd say the muzzle brake is a lot better on the Xbox One. Grip is a lot better on the Xbox 360. But muzzle brake really is I think it's situational. I think on a small map you really benefit from it compared to the grip. The grip is a lot better for long range maps, so Octane, sometimes Freight. But if you play with an AR on maps, say Strike Zone or Sovereign, I believe you can get away with muzzle brake, and even on Freight you can get away with muzzle brake. It's really all preference though in the end, I think. I use grip at the both lands I've played, and I've done really well with it. But you see teammates like Krim and Aches who use muzzle brake, and they do completely fine. So I'm honestly not too sure. I think it's all preference. Genesis Tittle says, how many SMGs/ARs on Octane, Sovereign, Freight, Dom, and all Blitz maps? Well, okay, so Blitz, you should only have one AR on every Blitz map besides Freight. Freight, you do not need an AR. If you're using an AR, you're lost. That map is all about pressure, and yeah. Octane, you should probably only have one AR. You may use two, but that's probably really stupid because, believe it or not, Octane is very fast. What's the third map? Third map, Warhawk, one AR, three subs. Okay, so domination. Uh, it's usually three subs, one AR, but really you just want to match what the other team's doing, unless your set out strategy of however many guns you're using is working, don't change it. But if you find you're losing and you're not getting the advantage on them, match up what they're doing. Numbhead Official, do you think top EU teams like Epsilon and Aware could place top 8 at champs? And what do you think about TYT, the Pubstar team? Okay, well, I don't know how many teams qualify from the EU. I believe it's 2. It might be 4. I'm not really sure. But I think Epsilon could qualify. I'm not really sure about Aware because I don't know who's on Aware. I don't know if they're good. I don't even know who's on Epsilon. I just know TCM is, from what I've heard, the best EU team. So I expect them to be at champs. And what do I think about TYT, the Pubstar team? Well, they've made it this far, so you know what? They must be doing something right. Ghost is one of the easiest games to be good at competitively because the skill gap is about as tiny as that. If you can shoot a gun and make basic plays, you're probably gonna be pretty decent. But if you can make really really good plays and use your brain a lot, you'll probably get an advantage. Last question from Tame Luna. He says, what button layout do you use, and do you use claw? So yes, I use claw, but I also use a scuff controller, and I play on tactical. So I've tried paddles, and I love paddles. I love the idea. I tried it a lot in Black Ops 2, but I was just more comfortable playing claw. In the end, it might screw me. My hands may get screwed or whatever. But it's just something I've really been used to. A majority of players do use paddles. This is my scuff. I use trigger stops. This is my favorite thing. But yeah, claw. Claw, I'd suggest not doing it. I'd suggest getting used to paddles. In the long run, it's probably better for your health, like in terms of your hands. And I'd say if you're new, get used to paddles. It's a lot better, a lot safer for yourself. And just just don't claw, but I mean, if you've clawed forever, do it. If not, it's not the end of the world, but paddles are great. Just get a scuff if you're new. So yeah, that's my video. I'll do another Q&A tomorrow from your favorite Canadian, the greatest Canadian, Karma. That might be a bit cocky, but you know what? I'll just keep that in there. Have a good day, guys.